Oh, wait, maybe sound would be good. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 6 Weeks and Six Figures. 6 figures in 6 weeks, more like it. I'm Kim Welsh-Phillips and super excited to be with you today. I'd love to know more about who we have on with us today. So if you're on here right now, go ahead and type into the Q&A box. Where are you tuning in from? Go ahead and type that in right now. Where are you tuning in from? Here we go. We have Will from Michigan. We have Tanya from Idaho. We have Troy from Florida. We have Tina from Germany. Awesome. Georgia from New Jersey. Oh, I like that. And we have Russell from Idaho. Awesome. They are pumping in here, and I'll read more in a second when I can grab my glasses and see other words. Welcome, everyone. So glad to have you here today. So I'm super stoked for our special guest today. Now, he is visiting us here in New Jersey today, very exciting, at my headquarters for Powerful Professionals, which has a vaulted ceiling, which he has hit his head on at least 8 times today. But I have checked, and he is good to go. So on here today, we're going to have Dave D. Now, before Dave comes on air, I want to share why we wanted him to come on today when he was coming to visit. And I said, could you do us a huge favor and come on air? Because when I was running my PR agency, we were struggling. Like, I needed this extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month just to make payroll and to cover our operating expenses. And this was like a real struggle for me. Every night I would wake up worried that we had bounced checks and we weren't going to be able to make our bills. And I just needed a little something on the extra on the side that wouldn't require me to be paid per hour. You know, like, it was an hour. I was working all the hours I could. I needed something else. And I had the incredible blessing of being in the room and getting to hear Dave present. And he opened my eyes to this incredible opportunity to share with more people than I ever could one-on-one my expertise, how I could utilize what I knew and what I was passionate about to serve others, and at the same time make a crap ton, that's the official term, crap ton of money doing it. It's so exciting. And so he's going to tell a little bit of my story too, and then I'll come on in the end because I have something really exciting for you guys. But just as a sneak peek, so in the end of December, incredibly blessed that I sold my agency, right? Josh Turner of Link Selling had come to me and said he was interested in buying my firm, and we worked out a great deal, and I got to exit my consulting business. And for most people, that would have been like, what am I going to do now moment? But I knew exactly what I was going to do. But because of what I learned from Dave, I was able to create another 7-figure business. So it's exactly what you're going to discover today, how to take what you know, what you're passionate about, and turn it into something that will build incredible raving fans that will buy from you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With that, I want to introduce Dave D.
All right. Gonna watch out here for my head. Like, literally, there's a dent in her shin.
I mean, I've already sent him the bill.
She was literally more concerned about the dent than she was the dent in my head.
I know. So. ROI. It's all about the ROI.
Okay. All right, baby.
So
I'm excited.
I'm excited about it too. So Dave, what a lot of people don't know about you is that you, prior to coming to teach people about this, you're not one of these guys that just teaches people how to do something. You actually had done this for your own business, right? Yep. Then you were actually hired by a multi-million-dollar company to share your story with others. Right. And now you're able to do it for yourself and for others too. So you're not gonna hold anything back. We spent the afternoon eating some great Italian food and going through what you're going to share today. So I am ecstatic for you. I'm going to head off. I'm going to answer people in chat, and then I'm going to come back at the end with you guys and answer questions and give you this really, really exciting, never offered before thing. So
it's crazy, actually. We're
going
to offer them.
Woo!
Oh, are they seeing my screen?
Yeah, right here. So this is what's currently being shared.
So they see my screen. Awesome. That's really important that they actually see this.
You're good.
Hey, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you have a pen, pad of paper ready. You're going to take notes. Really important that if you're going to spend your time with me, be present here, because I'm going to be sharing with you specifically how you can go from really not having a product and not even creating a product and putting money in your bank account before you do any of that, and do it really, really quickly. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that. Okay, so let's get rocking and rolling. So turn off your email, turn off your phones, pay really close attention. We'll be doing some Q&A at the end, and Kim's going to be coming back on at the end as well to share something which is just crazy with you. Okay, so who is this actually for? Well, this is for you if you want to make money online, right? So if you're looking to start something, like as Kim said, that doesn't require you to put in a dollars per hour time. Because I know a lot of you probably working hard, right? You're probably working as hard as you can, and you need to, if you want to create some extra income or actually an entire new business where you can make a lot of money, that's what this is about. And as I mentioned, although it sounds crazy, I'm going to share with you specifically how you can have a successful product launch before you even create a product. And actually, there's a big secret to that, which I'll tell you about in just a little bit. And then also what's really cool about this is after you launch your product, which you're not even going to have created yet, you're going to have a ton of raving fans. So you're really going to be helping people here. And again, I think this is one of the best things on the planet. This business gives you freedom. It gives you all the money you could ever really want to have. And also, because you're helping people, you're going to be creating a raving fans. You're going to create a tribe of people who follow you, who want more from you, and who just really appreciate you. So it's really the best business on the planet. And as I mentioned, this business is truly about freedom. It is about having the life that you want to have. Now, I want to point something out here. You don't even have to do this thing on a full-time basis by any stretch of the imagination. As Kim mentioned, she started doing this business while she had her agency. Same thing for me. I'm going to be telling you my story in just a little bit. My story is very, very, very instructive. But again, this gives you everything that you want. It gives you freedom, it gives you money, and you can do it on a very, very part-time basis and still do extremely well. So I want you to imagine that you had a magic wand right now. So I used to be a professional magician, so I could actually pull out a magic wand, but we're not going to do that. Just imagine that you have a magic wand, right? And every day you would wake up, and the first thing that you do, I know some time management people don't tell you to check your email, but let me tell you something. When you wake up in the morning and you check your email and you see how much money has been deposited in your bank account overnight while you slept from the orders that you had made on autopilot, I'm sorry, I have to check my email first time. I don't know about Kim, but I never get bored with that, with money coming into my inbox while I was sleeping. I never get bored with that. And I've been doing this for about 18, 19 years. And I still like to get up first thing in the morning and see how much money I made overnight. The next thing is you'll just be able to click send and then watch the sales roll in. Once you have this, what we're going to talk about in place, that's literally what you can do. So right now, if Kim wanted to, and she's over there on another computer, she might be doing this actually right now. She could click send and have money come in. It really gives you that power. And then the other thing we're going to talk about is if you wake up in the morning, you see how much money you've made, and you check your inbox and you see just testimonials, people who are thanking you for changing their lives, for making their lives better, for solving problems that they didn't think they could have solved. There is no better business in the world than that. Make money, have raving fans, help people, and have freedom. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. So, for example, this young woman you see here is one of my first clients. She did $117,000 in just 67 minutes. 67 minutes, $117,000. I'm going to tell you her story in detail because it's, again, extremely instructive. So, I mean, I guess I should ask you guys, are you interested in learning how she did $117,000 in 67 minutes and how you can do it too? If you are, put a big YES with an exclamation point into the text chat right now. So put that in there so I can see it. I want to see that in there. Okay, perfect. A YES into the text chat. The next thing is another client of mine, Michael Rosbrook. And Michael did $420,000 in a single day. What did Michael do? We're going to share with you exactly what Michael did to do that. $420,000 in a single day. Actually, the truth is about Michael did that in 1 4 hours. So it was $420,000 in 4 hours. Now, Michael was a very successful tax resolution specialist, and he took his knowledge, he packaged it up, and then he sold it and did $420,000 in one day. And Michael has a 7-figure information business right now as it is. And then I don't know if you know this person on the screen right now, but she's absolutely amazing. This is Kim Walsh-Phillips, as you know. And she just a super entrepreneur. She had an incredible agency, which was doing 7 figures. But as she was saying, she wanted to make some more passive type of income. So she started this, as she calls it, her side hustle on the side, creating an information product that then she just started selling it on autopilot, which brought in the extra money that she needed. The beautiful thing about this is the money compounds. So the more you do it, the bigger it gets, it compounds, and you start making more and more money with actually less and less work. And so that's what happened. And she created a product now which has just knocked people's socks off. Most of you probably have it. It's a 12-minute social media cash machine. And now her business, she actually sold her previous business because her info business just exploded, and she's so passionate about it. And she now has a 7-figure info business. And by the way, she did that in 1 year. In 1 year. Went to 7 figures in her info business. And there's a picture of her beautiful family who we're all going to go out to dinner a little bit later. And she gets to spend more time with her kids, more time with her family. I mean, she's taken everybody to Moscow. She just took everybody on a cruise, including her entire team. So how could she do that? Well, number one, she has the money to do it. And number two, she has the freedom to do it. Because the truth is, you can run the business that we're going to be talking about from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection. That you can run it from the beach, you can run it from a cruise ship, you can really run it from anywhere there's an internet connection. So again, over $1 million in revenue from her info business. And again, she just started the info business last year. So think about that for a minute. So why should you listen to this guy? Why should you be listening to me? Well, I helped all of those people achieve those amazing results. But I think one of the most important things, I just want to tell you my story because it's instructive. And I also think it's really important, and Kim alluded to it, that you understand that I'm somebody who's actually doing the business, not just teaching other people to do the business. So there's a lot of, quote, gurus out there who the only way that they make their money is by teaching other people how to make money with this type of business, but they've actually never done it themselves. They're just copying things that they've learned from other people. So let me just tell you my story, because you'll understand that if I did it, you can do it too, for sure, no matter how busy you are. So as I mentioned, I used to be a professional magician, and I was very successful at it. I was doing about 30 to 40 shows every single month. And I was loving it. I mean, but I was getting a little burnt out, to be honest with you, because like any service business, if I didn't go out and perform, right, if I didn't do the show, well, then I didn't get paid. It's no different than a dentist. If a dentist isn't chairside, not making any money. Same thing with a lawyer. Same thing with anyone who's in a service business. I realized that I was really a high-paid manual labor person. And although I was enjoying what I was doing, what really triggered it in my head was when my wife was pregnant with our first child, Gina, who now is 19 years old. I can't believe it. And I said, well, wait a minute. What if something happens to me? What if I break my arm, or I break my leg, or I can't go out and perform? I have no source of income. And I was working as hard as I could. I couldn't do anything more in my current business. So I had to figure out a way where I could make some passive income, where I could have money coming in that wasn't dependent upon me going out and doing something. But I had no idea what that was. And then one day I'm in the shower with Jay Abraham. Now let me explain to you what I'm saying here, because that might be very disgusting. You don't want to picture that. What I mean is I'm in the shower and I'm listening to a Jay Abraham audio cassette program. That's right. That's how many years ago this was, audio cassettes. And Jay was saying, well, one of the things that you want to do is you have a secret wealth that you're not aware of right now. And he said, you have underutilized assets, meaning you have knowledge, you have expertise, you might have systems, you might do something really, really well, and you're not leveraging that right now. And to make a nice stream of passive income, or as he called it, a side profit center, what you should do is package up that information, package up that expertise, that knowledge, and then offer it to other people. And so I was thinking to myself, that sounds really good, because he was talking about getting, checks in the mail. This is before the internet, right? Getting checks in the mail, getting orders by fax. I'm like, God, this fits perfectly, because I could still do my core business of entertainment, but then I could have money coming in on a passive basis. And I was like, God, this sounds great. Now, the problem was that I didn't know how to do it. And Jay just kind of gave the example of it. He really didn't get into the detail about how to do it. But I got to thinking. So that got my subconscious mind working. I'm like, what could I possibly sell? Right? And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm really not an expert at anything. But then it hit me. Wait a minute. I'm a successful entertainer. Why don't I package up my marketing knowledge as an entertainer and offer it to other entertainers, offer it to other magicians? So if you look on the screen, that is the actual ad. That's my first ad that I ever placed. It cost me $65, and I put it in a trade magazine for magicians. And believe it or not, there's 4 different trade magazines just for magicians. Now, you're not going to find them on the newsstand. But the reason I put my ad in a trade magazine for magicians was because that's where my entire target market was. Now, when you're trying to build your audience, when you're trying to build your tribe, you're definitely not going to start off with magazines. But the point is that you want to build your tribe where they already are. And so one of the best ways to do that is with a little thing called the Facebook. And I don't know if Kim knows anything about the Facebook, but so it's one of the best ways, because you can totally target who would be the best fit for the thing that is you're selling. But back then, there was no Facebook. And so I placed this little tiny ad. And the purpose of this ad was very simple. The purpose of the ad was to get somebody to call a toll-free recorded message. Remember, there wasn't websites. I mean, by the way, it's so much easier today than when I started out 20 years ago. I mean, so much easier. So I placed this little ad saying, hey, I've got this free report. I can show you how I make 6 figures as a magician. And so I just had this number, and some people would call up and leave their address for me to send them this report. So that's the other thing. Notice that it was a non-threatening first contact, right? So today we would probably send people, we're going to go over the entire system. I'm going to show it to you exactly, but we would send people to a website. That's also a non-threatening first contact. And so I didn't even think of anything. I placed the ad, because unlike today, where you can place an ad and immediately start building your tribe, right? Immediately start building your list. It took a couple months for that ad to come out. And so I didn't even really think about it. And I was out doing my shows, really performing, really hustling, making money for my family. And then the ad hit. And lo and behold, people started calling that toll-free recorded message and saying, yeah, Dave, I saw your ad. I'd love to get this report about how you do 6 figures as an entertainer. I mean, lead after lead after lead after lead started coming in. And I couldn't believe it. This was so exciting just to get some response. I didn't even think I was going to get any response, right? I hadn't sold anything yet, by the way. And I didn't have a product either. Okay, so that's one of the keys. If you haven't started taking notes, you want to write that down. You do not, and I'm going to keep repeating this over and over. You do not create your product first. Do not create your product first. Write that down, circle it, put gold stars next to it. I'm going to share with you. I want you to have money in the bank before you ever create your product. I'm going to tell you how you can do that ethically, legally, and in fact, in a way that really benefits the person, your raving fan who has bought your program. Okay, so leads started pouring in. And so I sent out this special report. And honestly, this thing was, quite frankly, a disaster. I banged this bad boy out on my typewriter. That's right, a typewriter, not even a computer. I'm just using whiteout for. It was really ugly. It was so unprofessional. I couldn't even believe it. So anyway, but I'm sending out all of these quote reports, right? And the report basically was like, it gave them some tips, but then at the end it says, hey, yeah, I've got this product that'll show you exactly how to do it. I'll give you all of my templates and you can just follow them and it'll work for you. Basically, that was it. And here's the cost of it. If you want to fill out this order form or call this number. So again, I sent out the reports, didn't even think about it. I was excited just from the response. And then what happened was about a week after I sent out the first batch of reports, remember, I'm building a list every single day. People are calling this toll-free recording number every single day. But so I sent out the first reports. About a week and a half later, this dude calls me on my home phone because that's the number I had. I had no idea what I was doing, right? So I gave out my home phone number. And this guy calls up. He says, yeah, hey, Dave, I'm a magician. I bought this I got your free report. I'd love to buy your product. I'm like, I couldn't believe it, right? I am so excited about this. I'm like so excited about it. And so I say, I remember the guy's name was Jeff. And it was my first customer, Jeff. And Jeff said, yeah, I'd like to buy the product. I said, well, Jeff, I'm putting the final touches on the product because I didn't have a system yet for delivering a product before it was actually created. So I said, I'm putting the final touches on the product. And so don't worry, I won't charge your credit card until I send out the product. It'll be a couple weeks. And he's like, yeah, man, that's cool. Now, of course, I couldn't charge his credit card because I didn't have a merchant account. I didn't even know about that. Okay. I had no way to process the orders. But here's the overriding point about this. The overriding point is you want to get to the money as quickly as you can, right? Everyone else, and a lot of people are teaching, you create these products and you do these complicated funnels and you do this and you do this. No, you don't need to do any of that today. You got to get to the money fast. And I'm going to share with you specifically how you do it. So then that first product went out, and then I'll show you actually a picture of the product. Now that's actually more. That's all the things I created. So it was a manual that I sent in the mail. And I had 4 audio cassettes. This is really funny because I promised audio cassettes in the sales letter that I sent out. And so I went to Radio Shack. This is a true story. I went to Radio Shack and I bought one of those little clip-on microphones. And I bring it home because I'm going to record the product on my stereo system at home. And I open up the microphone cord, and the microphone cord is like literally this long. My stereo system is on the floor. And so I am really recorded the product on my side, sitting on the floor like this with my notes on a legal pad. That's how I recorded those audio cassettes. And then we had 4 boom boxes. Now, for those of you youngsters out there who are watching don't know what boom boxes are, they played audio cassettes. But they were the really cool boom boxes, by the way. The ones that you could have the playing on one side and duplicate on the other side. So we bought 4 of those. We had them all around our house. And so we had one dedicated to each cassette. So we were putting the product together. It was so exciting and so fun because order after order after order came in. Was the product perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. But it was getting results for people, and it was bringing in money for me. Every day, once this machine got going, every day I would get orders. And very soon, that side hustle, that side profit center eclipsed the 6 figures that I was making as an entertainer. The difference was that it was passive. It was passive. I was at home getting orders over the phone. I figured out how to do that, right? So I wasn't taking the orders myself over the phone. In the mail, being faxed to me. And so all of this money was coming in and product was being shipped out. I was no longer shipping it out myself. And my life completely changed. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it because one of the reasons I fell in love with it was not only was I making a really good amount of money in a tiny, tiny little niche. I was selling to magicians, a tiny niche, making good 6-figure income doing that. But I was getting all of this. I literally created a group of raving fans, a tribe of raving fans who were emailing me testimonial after testimonial after testimonial, and it just made you feel so good. And also, the money coming in made you feel so good. So within a year, I slowly phased out the performing aspect to focus exclusively on doing this business, actually doing it. I wasn't teaching anybody how to do the business. I was actually doing the business. And then I got involved in different niches, because here's the idea. Once you understand the model, which I'm going to show you, and it's a simple model. It's not what the complicated funnel sellers are teaching you, right? So a lot of people are saying you need these complicated funnels, and the only people that benefits are the complicated funnel sellers, right, who are selling complicated funnel software. You don't need, it can be very, very simple. And I like simple, all right? I like things that get me to the money quickly, right? And that aren't complicated. So it's just so beautiful. So I was actually doing the business. And then what happened is I went to a seminar, and at that seminar, someone asked me hey, they came up to me. In fact, it was my very first client. And I'm going to tell you her story because it is incredibly powerful. And it's going to give you a lot of insight into how this actually works. So she came up to me and she said, hey, I'm an attorney, and I really want to create some extra income. It's kind of a common theme. Same thing that I wanted to do. Same thing that Kim wanted to do. I have my own law practice, but I wanted to do something else which is passive, something that's not going to be tied to me actually having to perform a service. And she says, I heard of your success. I was speaking at a seminar, actually. She says, and I want to do exactly what you're doing. Can you teach me how to do that? And up to this point, I didn't teach anybody. I was just doing it. I wasn't a shovel seller, as they say. I was actually doing the thing. And so I said, yeah, I think I can teach you how to do it. I have the model. The model works. It's worked for me, not just in the magician niche, but in other niches as well. And she said, well, how much would you charge me to do that? And so out of my mouth, I say $30,000. $30,000, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Because the truth is, if you think about it, I was making a good six-figure income, which was growing and growing and growing each month. And so $30,000 in my mind to help somebody create a business like that was cheap. I mean, if you buy a franchise or something like it's going to cost you $25,000, $30,000, $80,000, then you need all the infrastructure. So I thought that was fair. And she said, to her credit, okay, perfect. So now we had to get to work. And so I took her through the system that I'm going to share with you. And remember, now here's what I need you to understand. She had no list. Okay? She had no product. So she had no list, no product. And so we went through the procedure that I'm about to share with you, okay? And this is exactly how she did it. And as I mentioned, from no list and no product, within a 6-week period, with one, and I want you to understand this, one teleseminar, it wasn't even a webinar, teleseminar, she sold $117,000 worth of this product, which she didn't have created yet, okay? But let me tell you something. When you have $117,000 in the bank, you are motivated to then create the product. It's such a better model than sitting there banging out, doing hard work, creating a product, and not knowing if it's going to sell. We collect the money first, and then we deliver it. Like I said, I'm going to share with you how to do it. But I got to tell you that still to this day, this is still one of my favorite stories to tell, because when she got off the phone after delivering her teleseminar, so she created a list. She created a list of fans who then came on the teleseminar to listen to her talk about her story, right? And she sold the product at the end. And so after she was done with the teleseminar, she calls me, and she is literally crying, screaming, dancing around her house, because when she opened up her email, order after order after order after order is pouring in, one after the other. And when the smoke cleared, she did $117,000. And that's just a tip of the iceberg. I'm going to keep you in suspense about this because it gets even better than that. But from her first time, her first, quote, launch with a telephone call, Okay, she did $117,000. So the question I have for you guys is type yes and put an exclamation point in there if you want to have a big payday like that and you want to discover exactly how to do that. So type a yes, Y-E-S, with an exclamation point, and then we'll get into it. And by the way, Kim, if there are no yeses, I'm not going to teach it. So let me know that we got some yeses in there.
We have Sandy, Rachel, Shane, Jeff, George, David,
okay, so
Tammy, Heidi, Beth,
okay.
Mike. They're coming.
Okay,
they're cranking in.
So we got some yeses. All right. So Kim, have you heard of the Facebook?
Something. We'll talk. We're actually going to talk more about that in a second.
We are going to talk about that in a second. Okay, because she is the expert at that for sure. Best on the planet. Okay, so let's actually get into how this all works. Remember, you're not going to create a product. Do not think about creating a product. People waste so much time on this. It is the wrong way to do it. We want money. We want money in our bank account. And the way I'm going to share with you how to do this, it is better for your fan who has bought the product, the way that you're going to deliver to them. It's better for them. They get better results. And we want to get people really great results, right? Okay, so here's how this works. And I want you, this is literally step number one. This is the first thing that I had her do. I had her circle a date on the calendar when she was going to have her big payday, meaning when she was going to launch. So I'm not kidding, by the way. That's what I want you to do. I want you to create on the calendar, circle when you're going to have this big payday. Now, she said, oh, I want to do it in like 3 months. I said, 3 months? No. I said 4 weeks. And she said 8 weeks. And we settled on 6 weeks, right? And by the way, she's freaking out because remember, she had no list and she had no product, right? And she had never done this before. I said, put it on the calendar. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to put it in the calendar. I would circle it in green because this is when you're going to have your big payday. And make it a tight deadline because we can actually get this done in a very, very short period of time, right? So that is literally step number one. You make a commitment to yourself that you're going to have a big payday on this certain date, and then we're going to work towards that payday, okay? All right, so that's step number one. Now, let's say that you don't have a list. By the way, if you have a list, whatever date you're circling on the calendar, I want you to move it up by a couple weeks. All right. So if you have no list, maybe you put it out 4 weeks, maybe you put it out 6 weeks. Okay. But if you already have a list, if you already have a group of people who you can contact, then man, it should be done really, really quickly. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to attract fans. So because we have to have people who we're going to offer this non-existent product that we have to. So how do you do it? Well, let me tell you, today it's easier than it ever has been. As I mentioned, the tools that I used way back in the day were I used magazine ads and I used expensive direct mail, and all of those kind of things were slow. There was no internet. There wasn't Facebook, right? There was nobody to teach you how to do it for you. There's nobody way to learn how to do it. There was no Google. There were no forums or anything like that. Let me tell you one of the ways that we did it with Alexis, who did the 117,000. And this is something that you can still do today. And guess how much it cost you? Nothing. So this is one of my favorite ways to do it. So she was involved in a discussion board, a forum with other, I keep hitting the microphone, sorry about that. I get excited when I talk about this subject. She was involved in a discussion board, a forum with other estate planning attorneys. And so that's something she was participating in. And all we did was in her signature line. So after every post, after she answered questions from people who were participating, just in her regular signature line, her byline, it simply said, hey, I'm having this teleseminar where I'm going to share with you how I engage a lot of clients, how I close a lot of sales. And then there was a link. And she built up her list with that strategy. She built up a lot of people. A lot of people became fans, joined this list of hers, and then she will go through the whole model. But that's a really easy way to do it. And today, there's more discussion groups. There's more forums. than ever before. And so that's a simple way that you can do it, but that's just one of the ways you can do it. The way I like to do it is with email. I love email. Email is so powerful. We've got the best person on the planet for, and by the way, she does it for me, Kim Welsh Phillips, right? With Facebook. You want to get quality leads? You want to get the exact person who you need for a really inexpensive amount of money. In fact, we can show you a way where you can actually make money generating the lead. But Facebook is awesome. So the bottom line is you've got to attract what we call raving fans. This is the person that's perfect. Now, what does that mean, the person that's perfect? The person that's perfect means that they have a problem that you have the solution for. And that the problem is so not necessarily intense, but it's something that they would pay for a solution, right? That's it, right? But by the way, it could be a business problem. It could be, so let's say you're a great golfer and you have a great putting technique. Well, there's a product for you, right? So you can create a raving fans from folks who want to learn how to putt better. It's very, very simple. So step number 2 in this process is we're gonna create a list. All right. I'm going to share with you how you do that. It's very simple. Step number 3 in the process is now you've got this list of people who have raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested in what you have to offer. Now we have to sell them this product, okay, that we haven't created yet. All right. So the easiest way to make sales right now online, the easiest, fastest way with really zero risk is with, drum roll please. That was actually clapping, but clapping, drum roll, whatever works for you, is with a webinar. Now you might be thinking, oh, wait a minute. I don't know how to do a webinar. That sounds hard. Let me tell you something. There's a simple format. All right. I've got literally a cut and paste format that if you follow it, it is cookie cutter. If you follow the format, the sales are made automatically for you. You don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to be high pressure. You don't have to be salesy at all. So Kim and her 12-minute social media cash machine, guess what? Guess what she did? She used my cut and paste template and just put her stuff into it. Now, by the way, Kim is an awesome salesperson, but you don't have to be. All you've got to do is get people to watch this webinar where you're going to basically tell your story. And then you're going to say, hey, I've got this thing that can help you, right? I discovered how to do this, and I can show you how to do it too. I mean, really, that's what it boils down to, right? Here's what I've done. Here's what I'm really good at. And if you're struggling with that thing, I can help you. I can solve that problem for you. And it's going to cost you this much. That's really what a webinar is. You don't have to make it more complicated than that. But as I mentioned, my Alexis did $117,000 on the telephone with a teleseminar, following, though, the same cut and paste format. And what's really cool about this is you don't even have to do it live. Now, I'm doing this live because I like to do it, right? Kim asked me to do it. We're going to spend some time in New York City over the next couple of days. By the way, my wife and me and Ian and Kim. So just in case, you want to make sure that that's out there, Kim. We don't want those rumors going around, right? So, and she said, hey, do you want to do this? I said, yeah, because I love teaching this stuff. I love giving value like this to people and getting people excited about this because it's the best business on the planet. Okay. So let me just review the model just really quickly. So you attract fans. And the way you attract them is say, hey, I've got this webinar. Okay. And I'm going to share with you how I did this thing. I'm going to tell you my story. And then at the end of that, after you tell your story and you teach them a little bit of stuff, you then make an offer at the end. So that's how you make sales the easy way. Now, if you look at here, this is what a lot of the funnel sellers teach you that you have to do. You've got to create these complicated funnels. I look at that and I literally get a headache. I get dizzy. All right. You do not need to do any of that. let me show you the model so you completely understand it. If you haven't taken notes, you want to get out a piece of paper right now and you want to write this down. You're going to want to draw what we have here because this is really the entire model, all right, for getting to the money quickly. So if you look at on the screen here, what we have is where there's a ticket, that means you are going to offer people, this is how you're going to attract them, this is how you're going to attract your raving fans. You're going to offer them this webinar. So the webinar is what is called a lead generation magnet, meaning your raving fans, your ideal people like we talked about, are going to say, yeah, you know what? I'd like to watch Kim. I'd like to watch Dave. I'd like to watch this person tell their story and talk about how they figured out how to solve this particular problem or got really good at something. And so they're gonna sign up for your webinar. All right. And then what you do is you can see that there's 3 emails. So after they sign up for the webinar, you're going to send them a series of 3 emails. And those emails simply remind them to get on the webinar. Now, I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit, and you'll probably notice that's exactly what we did here, right? So Kim sent out an email to her list. We also did Facebook Live just earlier today to generate leads. And last time I checked, Facebook Live cost, how much did Facebook Live cost us, Kim? $2. And we generated a ton of leads. So a ton of you guys are watching right now are from Facebook Live, right? So we sent out those 3 emails to people who said, yeah, I want to listen to it. And so that gives them the link to the webinar. You then do the webinar. And again, it follows a cut and paste format. And then people order at the end of your webinar. You go check your email, you see how much money you made. Now, you'll see that there are 3 more emails. Well, what are those? Well, this is where it gets really good. So you deliver the webinar one time, right? But then what you do is for the people who don't order, because obviously not everyone's going to order from the webinar, you simply send them 3 really simple emails reminding them, hey, go watch the webinar, okay, because you can have a replay of it, and then those people will buy. So you can make as many sales from the follow-up as you can from the actual live webinar that you do. So you don't need a sales team. You don't need to make phone calls. You don't need to send follow-up direct mail. You need to send free email out. I mean, it's really simple. And it's really that simple. I'm going to give you one tip, okay? And this is a really big tip. Okay? You want to try to make as many sales as you can from that main webinar. And I'm going to share with you specifically how to do that, okay? You want to offer a killer bonus, something that's just outrageous on that live webinar that's only for people who are on the live webinar. Okay, that's really mission critical because, but then you do follow up with the folks who did not get it. But again, to maintain integrity, you want to offer it's called a fast action bonus. A fast action bonus for people who order while you're doing it live, and only those folks get it. So that will really boost your sales from your webinar. But that's the model. Attract fans. Send them 3 emails to remind them about the webinar. They get on the webinar. You tell your story. At the end, you offer a product. Okay? A whole bunch of people buy your product. For the people that don't, you send them 3 follow-up emails telling them, hey, go watch the webinar. And then those people buy your product, and that's how it works. That's the model. That's the kind of funnel, quote, funnel that you need to be building, right? That's it. You don't need to get more complicated than that. That's the funnel that I use. That's the basic funnel that Kim uses. That's how you do it. Okay, very, very simple. Now, how do you make money on autopilot, right? And there's a lot of people talking about that. I'm going to share with you exactly how to do it, but I got to tell you a funny story. So we did $117,000 from the first teleseminar, right? It was 67 minutes, $117,000. But then afterwards, I said, okay, now what we're going to do is have what are called encore presentations. Basically, it's a fancy name for replays. Right? So the second time she did it, and by the way, she didn't have to do it again, right? This was just a replay, but we called it an encore presentation. And we did the same system, meaning we sent out the same marketing to the people who didn't come on the webinar, didn't come on the teleseminar, saying, hey, watch the encore presentation, just like I just said. All right. And then she made more and more and more sales. within a 3-week period from the 117,000, she ended up with $225,000 in sales in that 3-week period because of the follow-up, because of the pre-recorded encore that went out. But here's the funny part of the story. So obviously, right, if you're promoting to the same group of people, the more you do the encores, the less sales you're going to make as you go along, right? That only makes sense. So we had one more encore scheduled, and it was going off automatically, and she was at yoga. She was doing yoga. And I was watching the numbers because I actually got a percentage of all of the sales. So I was very, I wanted to see what we were doing. And so this is the last encore that we're going to do. I think we did 3 or 4 of them. And she calls me up after yoga. Okay. And she says, well, how many sales did we make? And I said, oh, we made $15,000 in sales. And she literally says to me, oh, we only did $15,000. I'm like, you just did $15,000 in sales while you were doing yoga, right? So sometimes we lose perspective on this, right? But that's how you do it. So it's really a lather, rinse, repeat. So once you've done the webinar, you don't need to keep doing it live over and over and over again. Now you may like it. Like I like it. I like doing it because I like answering questions and helping people out. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You can just have that thing on autopilot. So then your only job is to get more raving fans, right? So that's all you have to do. And then it just happens automatically because they go through the same procedure. You see, once it's set up, it's really on autopilot. And that's how you make the passive income. That's how you make the passive income. So you don't have to take time out from what your core business is or from what you're doing. And that's exactly how it works. So it's very simple. Those are the 4 steps. It's not, and like I said, this gives you so much freedom. And once you have this in place, you can really do this from anywhere in the world. So Karen and I earlier, and by the way, this business gives you so many incredible opportunities, So I was invited to go just last month to go speak in Italy before 3,000 entrepreneurs. Basically, guess what? Telling them my story. And so there's a picture of my wife and I in Italy. By the way, the best tortellini on the planet is in Bologna, Italy. So if you want some amazing tortellini, you got to go to Bologna, right? And so we went. I did a 90-minute presentation. They flew us over their first class. And we did a 90-minute presentation. I got a very substantial fee for doing it, for telling my story. And then for the next 2 weeks, we just hung out in Italy. Kim is going to be going to Moscow, right, Kim? It's Moscow? Yeah. Yep. Going to be going to Moscow, right, with her husband, and she's bringing parts of her, and she's going to speak. So this gives you don't have to speak, but it just opens up opportunities. The real point is that while I was in Italy, I was making money. I was making money while I was in Italy eating tortellini, right, and drinking far too much wine, right? But because all what's happening, it's like a machine that's in place. And so, I so want that for you. So the question I have for you, and you already know how to answer, is, are you interested in creating your big payday? Are you interested in creating your big payday? If you are, I need you to, in capital letters, I want you to type YES with an exclamation point while I get a little water here. So Kim, again, if they're not interested, we're not gonna do it. So let me know how many yeses we're getting in there.
We have George, Sally, Rachel, David, Haley, Jennifer,
okay, cool.
Beth.
Okay, awesome. So let me teach you. Let's talk about how you can actually make this happen. I have a program. It's called 6 Weeks to Six Figures. And by the way, the reason we call it that is because of the story I just told you. My first client, we decided on 6 weeks. That's when we were going to do it, and she did 6 figures. You may do more. You may do like what Michael Rosbrook did. He did $420,000 in 4 hours. But let's talk about this and how this all works. But before we do that, let me tell you why this might not be for you. Hopefully you're excited about it, you're fired up about it, and you want to get started with it. But let's hold our horses here. Here's who it's not for. Number one, this is not for you if you're a dabbler, right? If you're just looking for the bright, shiny new object all of the time, then this isn't for you. I don't want that. I want people who want to do this, get this going, make some money, right? get into the money, send me testimonials. As you can tell, I love testimonials, right? So if you're a dabbler, this isn't for you. This is not for you if you're an excuse maker, okay? Well, I don't have the time to do this. It's very fast. It's very simple. I fumbled my way through this years ago when I had no idea what I was doing, and I was doing 30 shows a month, 30 or 40 shows a month. So it does not take a huge time investment. You can do it. If you're a person that says, I need to reinvent the wheel, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. The quickest way to get this done is to just follow my cut and paste system, right? It's the same system that Michael Rosberg used, same system that Alexis used, same system that a ton of other people have used who have done this. Okay, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just follow the cut and paste system. And then the final thing I'm going to say is if you truly don't have a desire to help people, because we keep talking about, well, you don't have to create the product before you sell it, and you don't, and you shouldn't. But we do want to create a high quality product that is going to positively impact somebody's life, right? And there's a specific way to do that and do it quickly and do it easily and really create raving fans because of it. But I really only want to share this with people who want to help others, make a positive impact while making a lot of money for themselves, for their family, and creating the lifestyle that they want to have. Okay, so let's talk about how this all works and how you can get started with it. So we have what we call the Info Product Quick Launch, right? So with this, it's 6 modules, and you get all of the action guides, you get all of the tools you need for quickly creating a high quality info product that will sell immediately. And the truth is that you actually are going to create the whole system that we talked about. It's very simple. Remember when we talked about all you have to do are those simple steps before you even create the info product. And it shows you step by step how to make this happen. But as I said, it's really a cut and paste system. And that's what makes this so powerful. So as I mentioned today, if somebody wants me to do this for them, and there are people that want to do it for me. I've got a client who's paying me $50,000 to do this for them. All right. Guess what I use to create this for them? I use my own stuff. I use my own templates. And so the major point of this is that you get every single tool, every single template that you need. So it's really cut and paste. So for example, those email templates that we talked about, remember those 6 emails that you have? I give those to you. They're cut and paste. You fill in the blank. So you need to have somebody register for the webinar. You got to get them. I give you that template as well. You get every single template that you could need. And also including the product delivery templates. But the biggest thing that you get, the most important template that you get of all, and you could probably guess what the most important template is, right? It's got to be the thing that does the selling for you, right? It's the thing that closes the sales for you. And so you get my cut and paste webinar template. This is literally a fill in the blank template that sells your products and services like magic. This template is responsible for millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of sales of information products. I've used this template to sell $540,000 of an info product in just 47 minutes. I've done an online presentation using this exact cut and paste template that you're going to get and have done $225,000. Kim uses this template to sell tens of thousands of dollars of her social media cash machine, incredible product, every single month. If you can cut and paste, literally, I give you the template in Keynote and PowerPoint. So if you use a Mac, you're going to use the Keynote. Or if you use a PC, you're going to use the PowerPoint. And it says, here's what you put on this slide. Here's what you put on this side. Fill in the blank. If you do that, you will create an incredible webinar that you'll just be able to deliver. You'll be able to tell your story, and that'll close the sale for you. Honestly, if we gave you nothing else other than, so we didn't tell you how to create the info product or any of that stuff, this alone is worth the price of admission. This is the thing that has made me so much money and made my students so much money. So that's the core of the program, but we've got some killer bonuses for you. These are just amazing. And then we're going to bring Kim on in just a little bit because she's got something which is, she told me about it today. I couldn't even believe it. But so bonus number 1 is what I call the 6-figure micro launch blueprint. So how the heck did Michael Rosbrook do $420,000 in 4 hours? I mean, that sounds outrageous. It sounds crazy. Oh, and by the way, he used one presentation that was created with the cut and paste webinar template. He followed my template exactly, but he modified it to 3 different presentations that he did right in a row online. And I'm going to share with you how you take the webinar from the cut and paste template and how you expand it just a little bit into a micro launch. So if you want to create a gigantic payday for yourself, you follow this exact system. Nobody else on the planet teaches this system. This is something that I actually created. It's something that I've taught, and it's something that my clients have used to produce huge numbers. And so you're going to get that as a bonus. Now, here's the truth about this. Okay, let me give you the truth. The truth about this is you're not going to do the micro launch right away. You're simply going to do your first webinar, put money in the bank, get to the money quickly, okay, and then deliver the product. And then once you get in your groove, if you decide, hey, you know what, I really want to blow this out, I really want a huge payday, then you're going to go and create the 6-figure micro launch blueprint. Bonus number 2 is amazing. This is a program that I used to sell for $997 by itself, and it's called your GPS to Info Marketing Success. Your GPS to Info Marketing Success. What this is so you're gonna, I guarantee you, once you see all of that money pouring in, right, when you do your first webinar, you're going to be hooked, right? And then you put the thing on autopilot, you're going to be hooked, and you're going to say, okay, what's the next thing I should be doing? Because you're going to be so excited about it. What's the next thing I should be doing? Well, that's what this program shows you how to do. This program shows you if you want to do coaching, right? If you want to have a coaching group of your raving fans who will pay you to talk to them, either in a group format or in a one-on-one format. Maybe you want to do seminars. This shows you how to do seminars. If maybe you want to do speaking like Kim and I do, this shows you how to do speaking. This is all of the other opportunity that you have once you get into this information products business, right? Now, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You may be happy just making money with this single product. But I don't know anybody, by the way, who doesn't get so excited about this, so enthused about it, that they don't want to expand it and go to the next level and make even more money and impact even more people's lives. So you get that as a bonus. That's something that I sold for $997. You get it as a bonus on the webinar today. Bonus number 3 is something called Joint Venture Secrets Made Easy. So what's a joint venture? Okay, so a joint venture is, all right, so I go to Kim and I say, hey, Kim, you're going to come on up with me? Yeah, come on up with me, Kim. So I say, hey, Kim. Come on.
Like what we're doing right now.
Like what we're doing right now. Yeah, let's let them behind the scenes. I mean, why not, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what we like to do. Seriously.
Yeah, for real.
So we say, hey, Kim. So Kim says to me, hey, Dave, you're coming to New Jersey. We're going to spend some time in New York. Mm-hmm. Why don't we do one of these things? This is called a joint venture. So what Kim did is she promoted it to her list. Mm-hmm. All right.
That's right.
Right. And so all you guys around here probably don't know me from Boo, right? Until now. But you knew
now
Kim.
they're as much in love with you as all of us are.
Oh, is that how it works?
I know, aren't you?
Is that how it works? Okay. Well,
I've been chatting with them. I know they love this. Love this.
Okay. Awesome. So that's called a joint venture. But how do you set it up, right? So I had the best guy on the planet at setting up joint ventures. So she's by far the best person on the planet for Facebook, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay. But this guy's the best person on the planet for. He worked with he doesn't want me to say who he worked. He worked with a huge information marketer setting up his joint venture. I'll just say this: the guy did $1 million in a day. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say who that was. Last name is like Reese, but this guy was his affiliate manager, his joint venture manager. And so I got him on a call, and I got him to spill the beans about how somebody who doesn't have any connections can get other people to promote for them. And in fact, he gives you the exact thing to send and the exact thing, like literally the word for word script for making it happen. So because a lot of people say, well, I don't have any connections. I don't know a Kim. I don't know this guy. I don't know that person. You don't need to. And here's what's exciting about this. So let's go back to Michael Rasberg, $420,000 a day. Michael, you don't need to have 300 people promote.
No.
Michael had 4 people promote.
Yeah.
4 people who he knew promote. But this shows you specifically how to get other people to promote, meaning how to get other people to create raving fans for you. And here's the beauty. You don't pay them. You don't pay them until the sale is made. So now you're not putting out any money whatsoever. So that's the third bonus that you get. Now, the crazy bonus, Kim, that I decided to add at the end, and this is something that I had not offered with this program before, and seriously, I had not offered with this program before, is this. I really want people to get this. I really want people to get to the money really quickly.
Yeah.
Right? I really want them to launch this thing and just knock it out of the park. So what I'm going to do is every Friday, starting this Friday, for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be doing live coaching calls. Right. So you'll get on. Now, by the way, these are group calls. Right. But I will stay on until everyone's questions are answered. So what you do is you're going through the program. Right. And you're putting this together. Right. I will be there to answer your questions. I will be your personal coach helping you through this, through the entire process. And we'll do it for 6 weeks because the program is called 6 weeks.
The six figures.
Right. Now, you may get it done faster in 6 weeks. You're welcome to hang out on the calls if you want. If you can't make a call, don't worry about it. You'll, in fact, be able to submit your questions ahead of time. All of the calls are recorded, and so you'll be able to listen to the recording of it, and I'll give you your answers there. So I'm going to be with you. This is not a program where we're going to say, okay, here, you're going to get online access to it. Go at it, right? That works, but the truth is, I've gotten the best results when I've actually been able to answer people's questions and work with them. And so that's specifically what I want to do. So you're going to get that bonus, which has never been offered before as well. So you're going to get my personal help and guidance as you put this thing together. So if you look at what we have here, you're going to get the info product quick launch, right? Which includes the instructional modules, all of the tools, including the cut and paste webinar template, which is the key piece of this. But you're going to get the 6 emails that you just got to cut and paste and make a couple changes in. You're going to get all of that. That has a value of $3,997. You're also going to get the webcast, all the bonuses I talked about, the joint venture made easy, the 6-figure micro launch blueprint, the GPS information marketing success. Again, if you want to do more and you want to make more money and you really want to get into this business, that's going to show you how to do it. You also get the 6 live coaching calls with me. So the total value of everything is almost $10,000. But obviously, you're not going to invest $10,000. But let me just ask you, if you were to invest $10,000, let's say it was $10,000, right? Let's say it was $10,000. As we talked about earlier, if you were to start something, even a side business, or get a franchise or something like that, it would be far more than $10,000. And the truth is, the first time that you launch, you could very possibly make far more than the $10,000, but it's not going to be $10,000. The investment, Kim, for this is $1,997. And if you go on my website, it's $1,997 without the coaching calls. Okay. But you said to me, Dave,
we got to do better.
We got to do better. And I said, really? Because you didn't know about the coaching calls.
I did not.
You didn't know about the coaching.
But I threw in a fast action bonus that I know you guys are going to want. So hang out, but you get ready. Get your fingers ready.
Yeah, get your fingers ready. So here's what we're going to do. Kim says she wanted to make it a better deal because she says, these are my raving fans. So we're going to treat them right.
That's right, baby.
And so here's the deal. So it's not going to be $1,997. You can get the entire program for just a single investment of $997. Or, hey, I understand if that's a big chunk of change for you. Fine, we can break it apart into 3 different payments. But to do that, you need to open up a new browser window, and you can see it right on the screen there. Very simple. You go to daved.com/Kim. daved.com/Kim. That'll take you to a simple enrollment form.
And you can simply click on the little bubble that popped up on your dashboard, the little chat bubble, and I put the link in there as well.
You're like magical.
I try.
You're like magical. Okay. So you can do that. Now, we've got one other crazy thing here. Okay. But here's the bottom line. You're going to have everything that you need to quickly and easily create a high quality information product that's going to make you money. That's what it's about. Right? And it's going to be done in a short period of time, and you're going to get my personal help doing it. So you got to click on the link that's in the little bubble, or simply open up a new browser window and go to daved.com/Kim. But Kim, okay, we've been teasing people about this.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. And I have another one that we added on while we were on here.
While we were on?
Second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let people, I got to do some teaching. I know you hate when I do this, when we're doing it. Okay, here's the deal. Remember I told you about, just easy. All right, I'm going to give these people so much value. Here's the deal. Remember I told you about a fast action bonus because you want to get people to respond immediately. All right. So one of the things that we did is, first of all, it is $1,997 without coaching calls. So that's the first bonus. You save $1,000. Yeah. All right. And you get coaching calls. But Kim, you said you want to do something really extra special for folks. So let's talk about your crazy bonus right after I tell them about the guarantee.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
So here's the guarantee. It's very simple. You got 60 days. Check it out. Try it out. All I ask is that you do it. You get on the calls with me. You do it. Because it's simple, by the way. If you can fill in blanks, you can make this happen. If you can do that, if you do that, you say, Dave, I filled in the blanks. I really did it. And you can look me in the eye via email and say, it wasn't for me. Didn't get any results. I'll give you your money back in 60 days. So you got 60 days to check it out. If you use it, it'll work for you. So you got to go to daved.com/Kim or click on the little bubble. Okay, Kim. Now, we've been teasing them about it. I don't even know what the second thing is. So let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's talk about your over-the-top,
amazing fast action bonus. Now, is a fast action bonus a little bit manipulative to get you to take action? Absolutely, with a purpose, because I know how much this program works. This is exactly what I use to completely change my life. In fact, you may have heard a little background noise. I went down, realized we left the door open. My kids just came home from dance. I get to work from home, literally. We're going out to dinner. We're going to go to New York City tomorrow and see Hamilton. These are all the things that when I was in the confines of needing to work by the hour, I couldn't do because I couldn't be away from my phone or unattached from my clients, right? And this has completely and radically changed my life. So I'm giving you this fast action bonus that you must do while we are live on air, or else you will not get them. This is the only time I am offering this. I have two things. Number one, we are starting later this week going to be selling a training. I'm going to include it for you as a fast action bonus. Now, this can be worth 3, 4, 5 figures in your next couple days for your business. And that is the 10 lead generation strategies for $10 or less. That's right. So we share with you that we did a Facebook Live and I spent a total of $2 on promoting it. And yet we got lead after lead after lead that opted in. In fact, several of you, I see Dennis and Shane and Mark who've joined us today. You came in via that Facebook Live. We spent $2 on that promotion. Well, that's just one of the 10 strategies you will get in that training. It is a brand new program and you're going to get that. So you'll be able to flood Dave's webinar with the exact perfect leads without spending any money at all.
I want that too.
No, you got it. Cheers, baby. The second thing is, you guys know I have a huge Facebook following. I have over 600,000 Facebook followers. When you launch your program, when you put together your webinar, before you even have created your product, when you're ready to say, I am ready to take some cash, baby, I'm going to promote you to my audience. That's right. You will never hear me say that again on a live webinar. You will never have me offer that again as a bonus. But I so believe in Dave's program. I so believe in you, and I want you to take action right now that when you launch your first sales opportunity, whether it's your email blast, your webinar, your product launch, I'm going to promote you, your product, your program, and service to my audience of over 600,000 people. Now, just think about it. Even if you just paid $1 to reach each of my fans, which would be a very cheap promotion, that's going to cost you over $500,000. So this is the $500,000 bonus. It's included. I'm going to promote you to my entire audience, but you must click on the link inside side chat right now or open up a new window right now and simply type in daved.com/Kim. That's daved.com/Kim. Now, that being said, the reason why I'm pushing you forward is this is not magic, okay? I've told you over and over again, those information marketers that sit back and say, press an easy button, it's not. But you don't need to recreate the wheel. You're going to get in this program the exact entire template that I've used to create my $1 million business. This is being handed to you. So you copy and paste the landing page, how you're going to sell, how you're going to collect the money, how you're going to get those raving fans,
and
copy and paste it. Yeah, it's all copy and pasted into the program. Yeah. There's no guesswork. There's no trial and error. You're going to quickly get the product launched, and before you even launch it, you're going to be able to bring sales in the door.
Well, and also, I mean, the key component to this really, I mean, if you can get people on your webinar, you're going to close them with this template. And by the way, it really is cut and paste. And I love what you just said, by the way. You do have to cut and paste.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to pause your screen, and so we can go to the slide, and you can go and look at, now I'm doing a terrible job here. I want to go to your final screen. Here we go.
It's right here. This is my final one down here.
I want to play it, and then I'm going to do this. Now I have your mouse.
Okay.
Hit the pause button. Hit the pause button.
Whatever you want me to do here. I was just going to say something profound.
I can't wait to hear your profoundity.
I don't know what you did. Okay. There you go.
Hit pause. Now go and look at your sales. I want to announce some of our earliest of the folks that came in the door, because Peter's in, Chip's in. They've told me in here, but I want to welcome our newest students in the door into the program.
Okay. So we have...
Chip, welcome in the program. We have Enrique, Jeff, and Peter. Woohoo!
Yeah, and then we've got Glenn.
Welcome.
We've got Glenn. They keep coming in, Kim. I mean, so we got Glenn. We got Marina. Marina just got it. Let's see. Somebody else just came in. Well, they just keep coming in. So
awesome. Well, we want to celebrate those fast action takers. Not only are you in Dave D's program, not only are you going to get the 6 figures in 6 weeks program, but you're going to get the fast action bonus, and I'm going to promote you to our entire list because you took fast action.
Now, again, that's only available.
If you do that while we're still live on air.
While we're still live, then it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was going to say is I love what you said, though, Kim, about, you're going to have to do something. It's not like one of these, you're not going to have to do anything. But, man, once you get it set up, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
So we can keep going, but
I want to ask you some questions that we have coming in. Okay, so we did get Rudy, who said, are any of Kim's programs included? And yes, they're getting my brand new program, so that is included.
Which is all about lead generation.
Yeah, about lead generation.
That's
and you know
what? Create that list of fans.
He was asking, am I going to come on any of the calls? I'm going to come on a coaching call with you too. Let's add that in as another bonus.
Another bonus. People like that bonus.
They do like that bonus. So I'll be on one of the live coaching calls all about lead gen, and we'll share a little more behind the scenes of my information marketing business. So you can do that as well. Then we have Mary asked, could this work with a spiritual based business?
Why wouldn't it? So
I don't know, but tell her how. Let's make it easy for Mary.
Yeah. Okay. So Mary,
she's one of my favorites. Mary Silver.
So Mary, are you offering something, a product, or by the way, let's define what product is. By the way, it doesn't necessarily mean a physical product or even an online product. If you're selling coaching, or you're selling consulting, or you're selling any spiritual guidance, or whatever you follow the same template. So when we say product, it doesn't necessarily mean that. So absolutely. Really what it comes down to is there a group of people who need what you have? Right. If there's a group of people who need what you have, then that's all. Then that's the key. Because again, I just want to go over the model one more time, just so people really understand it. Yeah. Okay. So you've got to create a list, right? And so the bonus, and Kim, thank you for it's just amazing.
My pleasure.
The bonus is Kim's going to show you how to do that. She's going to give you 10 different ways to generate this list of people. Now, how do you generate the list? Why are they going to give you their name and email address? Well, they're going to give you the name and email address to watch this webinar where you're going to tell your story. You're going to share with them how you can help them. And when they're on that, at the end, you're going to make your offer, right? So it doesn't matter what your offer is, as long as it's a group of people who need what it is that you're selling. Yeah. Okay. That's how it works. And then those people, at the end, you say, hey, go to, just like we did here. Yeah. So by the way, we're following the same procedure here. Yeah, exactly. Right? that we're teaching you, right? So then you're going to have a group of people that don't buy, right? So then you've got 3 other emails that you send to that group of people who said, yeah, I'm interested, but they couldn't make the decision right away. And then, boom. Now, you do want to have the fast action bonus, though. Just like Kim. Now, Kim offered 2 crazy fast action bonuses. I didn't even know about them, by the way. 2 crazy fast action bonuses, and people are really coming in. So the reason you do that is some people, like you said, well, is that a little manipulative? Yeah, I'm going to go off now. Okay?
Yeah, right. Go for it.
All right, so I want you guys to listen to me very carefully, and I'm very, very serious about this. Because you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, these guys are closing hard now. I mean, they're really trying to get sales. Yeah, we are. Do you want to know why? Because this shit works. And if this is what you're interested in, there is not a better program out there than this one. And you should feel the same way about what you're offering. Here's the deal. If you have a product, if you have knowledge, expertise that can improve somebody's life, that can really solve a problem for them, right? Or get them or enhance their life in some way. And they say to you, they come on and they're watching you and they're watching your webinar. And they're saying they're not watching it just for the fun of it. They're watching it because they're hoping for a solution. They're hoping for a life improvement, a life transformation, a life change. You have to do everything you can morally and ethically to get that sale. I believe, Kim, and you've heard me say this many times, I'm getting fired up.
I know.
That this is a moral obligation. If you have something that somebody says, I need help, I'm not satisfied with where I am, and you actually have a real solution, and you don't say, well, I'm not going to do a fast action bonus because that might be manipulative, you're doing them a disservice. Because if they leave, you're going to get some sales by the follow-up emails, but you want to get them right away and get them in to so you can solve the problem. That's how you create raving fans.
Yeah.
The raving fans come from, Kim's greatest raving fans come from people who she's gotten results from.
Yeah.
And the only way to get people results is to sell them the thing. And by the way, you do have to sell them the thing. If we gave this to everybody, guess what? No one would value it.
Yeah.
You have to put an investment in. You've got to put an investment into yourself. The thing is guaranteed. If you go through it and you do what I ask you to do, you're going to get a result. And if you don't, just email me. I'll believe you. You tell me, you don't have to tell me a long story. Say, Dave, I did it. Didn't work. Fine. I'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
Right? But I do want you to try it.
And that's the only reason really that I would bring you here, because that is the thing that we need to have. So I know that it works, but we always want to have that level of integrity. I'm never going to bring something to our audience that doesn't have that. That being said, Mike's in the background here messaging me like crazy that we've had a ton of people jump in, and I want to acknowledge them. Okay. So if you could share that, and then I have several more questions that we have folks asking you right now.
All right. So we have Carol, congratulations. Carol from Pennsylvania, congratulations. Yeah, they're pouring in now. Laura, thank you. I can't wait to work with you. Don't forget, you're going to be working with me, by the way. Okay, so make sure you get on those calls. Our first one, I'll be sending out an email. Our first call is this Friday, by the way. You want to put this down in your calendar. We'll send you an email with the dial-in number and everything like that, but it's this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, our first coaching call, all right?
Love it.
So you're going to get on there with me. We've got Michelle is in. Congratulations, Michelle. We are about to rock it. Haley is in. We've got Greg Howard from Kansas City. We got a Kansas City contingent here. We got a Kansas City contingent working here. We have, let's see here, David from Tennessee. Hey, David. Congratulations and welcome. That's okay. Somebody calling to say that they've already gotten results.
Yeah, right. Perfect.
We've got Kara from Arizona. Congratulations, Kara. So glad to have you on board. We've got Mary from Colorado. Congratulations, Mary. We've got Jose from Florida, one of my favorite places on the planet. Congratulations, Jose. We're going to rock this. We've got John. I mean, we can just keep going from Florida. You guys, I want you guys that are in on this program to understand, I really want you on these coaching calls. If you can't make the coaching calls, I want you to submit your questions ahead of time. By the way, here's the truth about this, Kim. There aren't a lot of questions.
No.
And the reason that there's not a lot of questions is the way that I've laid out this program. If you just do, so the way it works is you're going to get a module, you're going to listen to it, and then it's going to show you how to fill out the templates. That's what it is, right? So you fill out a template, The next time you next module, you fill out a template, and then you're done. And it's all ready to rock and roll. But I think one of the most exciting pieces to this, Kim, is
Go for it.
Your bonuses again. So can you tell them about the bonuses?
I will. I'm going to get there. I'll tell the bonuses. Then I have a couple questions that go specifically on what you just talked about.
Okay.
I want to make sure I address this because I had it for a few different individuals. But our bonuses are huge. One, you're going to get the 10 lead generation strategies for under $10. So this is how you're going to get people on your webinar spending $10 or less. And we just did an example of this today. We did a Facebook Live. We spent $2. And many of you came on here today because of this promotion. So that's included. Secondly, I'm going to promote you to my Facebook audience of over 600,000 people. If you were to spend only $1 per person to reach my audience, you would spend over $500,000. That $500,000 bonus is included, as well as I'm going to come on one of the live coaching calls and answer your questions. So you're getting all of that included.
I'm going to make and then we'll get to you because you have to address something. So the hardest part for me, the easiest part for me, and what's going to be the easiest part for you, by the way, because you've got you've got my cut and paste template, right? I mean, really, it's going to be really easy for you. I mean, I know you think that's probably the hard part, but that's really the easy part. When you just all you're going to do is follow the template. It actually has to write the words what you're going to say on it. The hardest part for me is generating the leads, and you're the person who I turn to for that. Honestly, just being honest with everybody. And like you taught me to do Facebook Lives, so I do Facebook Lives all of the time. Yeah, guys, for $2, we generated more leads in minutes than I did for that $65 ad, which was pretty darn expensive when I first started 18 years ago. Yeah, and we generated leads within a minute. I walked in. Food was delivered for lunch, and she said, no, before we eat the food, we're going to do a Facebook Live. We did it, and leads poured in, and some of those
make him work for his food. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. But no, it's just mind-blowing, and there's really nobody better on the planet than Kim. And for the price, I don't know what you're going to be selling your system for, but oh my goodness, to include that, I didn't even know you were including that. And then to have her promote, so you've got everything. You've got the piece that you think is the hardest piece, which is the sales piece. That is covered. That is 100% covered. And then you have Kim's piece about the lead generation. This is a home run.
So Julia, Stacy, and Tasha all asked similar questions. So I want you to address this because this is really what you did for me. How we were able to develop our programs was that you were our coach through this process. So they were all asking, do you help people figure out what their sweet spot is? Do you help them figure out what they can make the focus of their product, right? That's the thing that's incredible. So if you're struggling with that, just listen to Dave because he will help you quickly. This is not like a long drawn out, you have to go to a mountaintop experience to figure this out. Session 1, this is 100% determined for you. Go ahead. Share that.
Yeah. You're 100 in session number 1. Which you're going to, by the way, you're going to get instant access to this, right? So you get instant access to this. You go through session number 1, and by the end of session number 1, you'll know specifically who your target market should be. Yeah. And specifically what your product is, right? So let's go back to my first client when we talked about. So Alexis, when she came to me, she was like really wanted to do it. She had a spreadsheet, like a literal spreadsheet of all these different ideas and she couldn't figure it out. And we went through the same procedure that's in session number 1. Yeah. And we hit upon it like that. And that's what launched her business. And by the way, like you, she was at 7 figures in just over a year. So from starting from scratch. But we're not promising. Anyone that would promise you that you're going to be doing 7 figures in a year, you don't want to buy from because we're not telling you the truth. You may do it. You may not do it. But yeah, you're going to absolutely know at the end of session number 1, specifically who your market is and specifically not only what product that you should be offering, what product they ardently desire. Yeah. So what session number 1 is going to do, and it's very powerful, is you're going to determine the thing that people really want to buy. What most people do, Kim, is they come up with a product idea. And then they put it together and they spend their time putting it together. Then they see if anybody wants to buy it. What you want to do is the opposite of that. You want to figure out, okay, what product do people want to buy? What solution are they searching for? And then you want to give it to them. Exactly. And we're going to show you how to tap into what you're really good at. Yeah. And then how to package that up. And yeah, session number 1.
That's fantastic. Now let's go, we're going to go deep into a specific question. I know that's going to have you guys ask more, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. That's the kind of questions that Dave is never the guy that's going to say, well, you should be able to figure out how to apply this to your specific business. He's always going to answer you in a way that addresses your sweet spot, your concern. So let's dive into that now.
Sure.
So we have David who said, I've worked in disaster mitigation for 5 years. Okay. I have some marketing ideas. How can I develop a product to help those companies? So I talk about how you're going to how you're going to show him to take what he knows and turn it into a product.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. And I'll give you one tip. So what you want to do is you want to pick something very, very specific within that area, right? So for example, with again, let's go with Michael Rosbrook, the guy that's done. He's got a multi-7-figure business, multi-million-dollar business. So Michael teaches. He was a very successful tax resolution specialist, and so what he's doing is he's teaching other tax resolution, other people who are lawyers, CPAs, or enrolled agents how to do that, because that's what he's really good at. With Alexis, she didn't teach people how to improve their entire estate planning thing. Right. She was good at teaching people she was good at closing the sale. Oh, and nice. So that's what she taught.
Awesome.
Right? So you're not teaching, when you got started, you weren't teaching, okay, I'm going to teach you how to do direct mail. I'm going to teach you how to do LinkedIn. I'm going to teach you started with, I'm going to show you how to do Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. Now, then you can expand beyond that. That's why I was saying that bonus of the GPS system.
Yeah.
You don't have to expand beyond it, by the way. If you just want a nice little passive income stream, fine, create one thing and keep it going.
Sure.
But you're going to get so excited.
It's a good way to start, though, right?
That's the only way to start.
Right? Because then you're bringing in the best way to be motivated to keep going is to be making a crap ton of money. That's the official term, right? The crap ton of money is the greatest motivation of all.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's the only way to start. Okay. It's time. What bothers me is people who keep thinking about it. It's time to stop thinking about it. This is the thing that's going to actually make it happen for you. Right. So let's just go. So you got to just go to daveg.com/Kim. By the way, your bonuses really do go away. If people think that they do not go away,
that's it.
They go away.
Upkiss.
So when they go to the enrollment form, they're going to see only one of your bonuses, by the way, because I didn't even know about the other one. You made it up while you were sitting over there. Decided to include it. That will be gone. I'm going to take that off. You won't get that. You still can get the program for the $1,000 savings, and you'll still get on my coaching calls, but you won't get her bonuses.
But if you're going to do it, don't wait, because you want the other bonuses too. So we had a couple questions about technology.
Sure.
Will this explain what webinar platform to use, how to sell your product?
Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm going from the standpoint of you don't know anything. Now, maybe you do. Maybe you know a lot, right? But I'm going from the standpoint of this person who's coming to me for my help, right, doesn't know anything. By the way, the reason my clients come to me is because I work with a lot of people who are just getting started. Yeah. That's what I work with, right? To get them up and going, as I say, get into the game quickly. Yes. So we go over what webinar platform to use. We go over how you collect the money. We go over how you make we go over everything necessary. We go over how you deliver the product.
Yeah.
Everything. There's nothing in the program that is not described there.
Yeah.
And again, if you have questions, well, hey, maybe I did forget something. I don't think I did. Then you just got on a call with me, because we're going to be on a call live every week for 6 weeks, and you can just ask me and I'll answer it. But there's nothing missing from the program. I've been doing this for 20 years now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, and that's the amazing thing is it's not like his theory. Yeah. This is stuff that he implements all the time for clients. This is what you use when I said, listen, I need to make this work. And this is the program that I first got from you. I ordered from you before we were friends. I went through the same program, was able to launch my business. So let's do one final question. I'll actually take back 2. Could you go over the guarantee again? Sure. And then I have one more question after that.
Yeah, so the guarantee is very straightforward. And I give this guarantee, number one, because I know that my thing works. I know it works. And number 2, I trust you folks to be honest and fair with it. So here's the guarantee. You've got 60 days. And the truth is you can email me at the end of 60 days and, say, I didn't like it, even if you did, even if you made a ton of money. And I'm still going to give you your money back. But I know most people won't do that, right? Because most people, my belief is that most people are fair.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the guarantee: go through the program, follow along, do the program, come on the coaching calls, and then at the end of 60 days, if you can look me in the eye via email and say, Dave, this wasn't for me, this didn't work, I don't like you, I'll give you your money back. It's that straightforward. Again, I've been in business for 20 years, right? So the $997 is not going to make a difference if I got to give it back to you. What will make a difference for me is the testimonial that you say, I did this, I did a launch, I made a bunch of money, I'm in the game, I'm excited, I'm revitalized. I mean, for me, Kim, I needed to be, honestly, when I was doing the shows, I was getting burnt out. I needed something to revitalize me. And I don't know if you felt the same way. Like I was tired. I was tired. And so this is what this does.
That's fantastic.
And so, yeah, it's 100% guaranteed. And I'm going to be there to help you. That I added that in. I don't have this on my website as a part of it, obviously, because I can't be doing 6 weeks every week, right? I did this for this group. I want to take this group through it, and I want to guide them. I want to hold their hands, and I want to help you. I know you don't know me, but if you did, you would know how much I deeply care about your success.
Well, and many of them are members, so they've been reading your newsletter article each month, so it's been part of it. So that's really good. Sorry about that. So the Bill T, that was good timing of that you mentioning going through the program. Bill T asked, when does this start? So
you're going to get instant access to the entire program once you get enrolled. So once you fill out the form, you're going to be whisked away to the membership site. You're going to get instant access to everything. And then the coaching calls start this Friday. Again, here's the truth. You don't need a lot more information.
Right.
What we need, I've given you the model here. I've shared the model with everybody. What now we need to do is implement it, because it's only through implementation that we're going to see the money.
Well, yeah. And I mean, you have to take, this is the thing right now. The only way for you to fail at this is for you not to move forward right now. Okay. Because you have the opportunity with a copy and paste system to start bringing sales in right away. If you don't move forward now, you can't do that. And we want you to begin to generate revenue. This isn't about becoming the greatest marketer of all time. Who cares? This is about generating results, real sales for your business. That's what's important right now. So you can only do that if you take quick action right now. Peter wants to know, will you help with teaching them how to price their product?
Yeah. Session number 2.
Perfect. So you'll spend some time there, Peter.
Yeah. So session number 2, we go over not only how to price the product, but how to present the price, right? So there's a particular formula that I follow for presenting the price, and I did it today. So by the way, I follow my own. When you go through the material, you're going to go, hey, wait a minute.
Right.
He just did what he teaches.
And you better, right? Because that's integrity. You're going to follow what you say.
Yeah, because it works. And so, yes, we go over creating what I call creating the offer. And part of the offer, by the way, the offer is not the product.
Right.
The product is a piece of the offer. The offer is a more holistic thing. So we go over how you create the offer and how you price the offer, and how you present the price for the offer. Anything that you're going to ask, and by the way, I'm happy to take more questions. We should thank some people and congratulate some people because we've done a lot.
And I have another really good question here. So I said you were getting off the hook, but not yet.
But really, the truth is that any question that you're going to say, is it in there? The answer is going to be yes, especially, by the way, now with the piece that you've added for people who join now, which is the new program you're doing, 10 lead generation strategies for what is
for
it?
Under $10.
For under $10.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the biggest piece. And so we're going to talk about how I can include that with the $2,000 product. Seriously. And I'll tell you, because honestly, if there was one thing that was kind of missing from this, it was how to generate as you would say, a crap ton of leads. And there was strategies in there for sure, but I'm not the best at that. I'm the best at helping you come up with the idea for what you're going to sell and then selling it, okay, and then delivering it. So I worked for a big company, as you mentioned. They brought me in to take over, and that's what I did. I came up with the product ideas, created the product, and sold them, and I did the same system here. So the piece that she's adding, the 10 lead generation strategies, her new program, which she's going to gift you, makes this the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth.
I love it.
I mean, it does, Kim.
All
I mean,
right.
honestly, that's the one piece that was missing. So I'm very serious about when I sell this again
I think
for
he likes it.
2000.
Mm-hmm.
I want that as part of the program.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is a really great question. Sherry asked it, and so did Carol. They were both asking, like, what extra things do they have to buy? Software, website. And I get it, because I've gotten to programs before and think, is this going to screw me over? Like, am I going to start in the program and then have all these extra investments I have to do? I'd love for you to share with them that this is it. This is all they got to do.
It's going to cost you $57,927.67. No, there isn't. There are minimal costs, right? So you're going to need a webinar platform to do the webinar, right?
Yeah.
But it's very, very inexpensive. Again, we're not talking here, as you said, to turn this. You're going to be the world's greatest marketer. Yeah. This is about getting you to the money and getting you into the game. I love to call it getting into the game. Let's get into the game, okay? Yeah. So we got a bunch of yes, I'm in and all kinds of stuff. So it's awesome. No, there's not a lot of other expenses. There's minor things that you're going to need, like a webinar platform, but really, really inexpensive. And a lot of them are like all in one. So you don't even have to, it's very, very inexpensive. Think about if you were to start any other business, so anyone who's like a dentist or a chiropractor or a lawyer, we're talking minimal expenses. And by the way, the other thing that's exciting about this business is turning little money into big money.
Ooh.
Okay. And the way you turn little money into big money is by using simple lead generation strategies. So here's the thing. You want to, when you're generating leads again, the people are going to give you their name and email address so they can watch your stories, so they can watch your webinar. What you want to do is you want to spend a little bit of money, right? You don't want to be going out and spending a lot of money. That's the beauty of this. You want to do this on a shoestring. That's how you do it. That's how you build it. In fact, people who have a ton of money sometimes fail at this because they don't go through the steps that they need to go through. They say, if I just throw money at it. No, that's not the way it does. Little dollars turn into big dollars. You generate leads, big dollars.
I love it. Mary asks, how will we get Kim's fast action bonuses? Do we need to send her something like the payment email from Dave's team? Dave will give it to me. We're going to, as soon as we go off air here, we're going to collect who all the folks are. So y'all get it. And Bill also said, when do we get Kim's new course? Well, I'm doing the course next week. So you'll get the login information to join me live or get the recording. So you'll get that information.
This is like the greatest thing on the planet.
I know.
I didn't know. And honestly, if you guys think we're like acting, I did not know she was going off. I didn't even know we were doing that program. Well. So now you've got the piece about how to generate leads for, what is it, $10 less?
10 strategies.
10 strategies
under $10 each.
So and now you've got my piece, which is really how to sell it, right? That's my expertise.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and the thing is, it's even magic. With doing the webinars, there's great free ways that you can do that. And we'll go through those. So because, all right. So then, and Mike went along those lines, is ClickFunnels overkill. Bill T said, yes. Do you need to use Zoom? If you have this stuff already, use it. Yeah, don't recreate the wheel. No. But if you don't need to use any of it. There are free ways to do your webinar. There are free ways to send out your emails. You don't need to invest in anything else. And you shouldn't when you're just starting. Once you begin to bring revenue in, then, we'll give you the entire behind the scenes, what we use in our businesses now, both before when we didn't have any money, now that we do. You can copy that. But in the beginning, don't go waste money on a bunch of expensive software until you're generating money to bring it in. Bill T asked,
do you want to thank anybody or correct?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
We've got so many people here. It's crazy. We have Howard from, I don't know where that is. What is NU? That must be New York, right?
You mean New Jersey? Is that what you're saying
that's
there?
That's not a J, that's a U.
NJ.
That's
NJ.
NU.
It's one of my New Jersey peeps.
Okay,
welcome.
Michael, Allen from California, Clarence from Connecticut. We've got, congratulations, you guys. I'm so excited to be working with you. Delilah from Tennessee. They just keep coming in. But we're going to be going off the air, and your bonuses go away.
And bonuses go away.
So the first thing that I'm going to do is once we get off the air is I'm going and I'm taking that one line of bonus. By the way, so just so you know, when you go to the enrollment form, you're only going to see the one bonus from Kim because She made it up. She's giving you the 10.
I didn't make up the bonus, but
no.
I added it in. I gifted you another bonus.
You gifted a huge bonus. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. And then Bill said, how is Kim going to promote us when we do this? And that is, I'm going to promote you to all our Facebook followers. I have over 600,000 Facebook followers. And when you are ready to begin to make the money, baby, I'm going to promote it to the list. All right. So we're getting on to last call. We have a lot of thanks coming in now. So I think we have answered all of our questions. If we didn't, we're gonna hang out on here in private chat for a few minutes. We'll go off air for video and voice, but we'll hang out, answer your questions. If you have any others, just go ahead and type them into the Q&A box now. I'm gonna leave you to give them some final last words, Dave.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me, and thank you guys for being here. I love talking about this stuff. I'm really passionate about it, and here's what I can tell you: that this business changed my life. It changed my life in so many ways. It's given me more money than I thought I was going to make. It's given me an incredible lifestyle. So, you know what? My entire business is my wife, Karen, and me. We have an office and a conference room in our home, and that's where we run our business from. It's just so powerful. It's so incredible that today you can generate leads so easily, and that you can actually sell something to someone on the internet, deliver it with no product cost, have them consume that, love it, become raving fans, and crave more and buy more and more and more from you. There is no better business in the world. If you want a business that's going to give you freedom, if you want a business that's going to give you the money that you want, if you want a business where you're contributing to the success of other people in their lives and their families' lives, and if you want to have, really honestly, the dream business, a business that you've always dreamed about that seems impossible, this is going to show you how to do it. Because with the piece that Kim added in about how to generate the leads, I'm going to show you how to close those sales like crazy. I'm going to show you how to come up with your killer product idea, how to name that product so people crave it. And then you're going to get the cut and paste webinar, which is going to show you, if you just fill in the blanks, you don't have to be a salesman. You don't have to learn tricky selling techniques. You need to fill in the blanks, tell your story, follow the format that I give you, and then at the end, put up an order link, just like we did, and you will make sales. It's really that simple. If you've been thinking about this, I want you to make one of two decisions, because I don't know if this offer will ever come up again. First of all, I'm giving you $1,000 off of the program. Second of all, we're doing coaching, which was never included in the program. Every week for 6 weeks, you can get on the phone with me. Kim also is going to come on one of the coaching calls. Then Kim added in, because she wants you to succeed, the new program that she's releasing next week, which is 10 lead generation methods for under $10. You're going to get that included as well. But you got to do it before we go off the air. It's that simple. So if you've been thinking about it, now's the time to do it. Get off the fence. You have no risk, right? If it's not for you, you've got 60 days. I'll give you your money back. It's that straightforward. So get off the fence. Go to daved.com/Kim, or I think there's a little bubbly thing there, Kim, or something that they can click on. But you got to do it before we go off the air. Now, Kim, I've got to ask you, because people are going to wonder, do you mean off the air or before we're done with chat? Are you talking right now?
Before we're done with chat. So they have like another 2 minutes.
So you got another 2 minutes. Now is the time to make that happen. Thank you guys for watching. Click that button. Go to or open up a new browser. Let's get started. You're gonna get instant access to the program, and I'll be talking to you on Friday.
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank
we appreciate
you.
Bye everyone.
Thanks, Kim. That was awesome. You were tremendous.